Have you ever heard students say these sentences? Maths is very difficult for me. I can't do maths. Almost every class has students who feel afraid of mathematics. But the interesting question is maths really difficult? Or is there some other reason behind this fear? If we look carefully at a student's learning experience, we realize that problem is often not maths itself, but how students experiences maths. Let's understand the practical reason why many students feel maths is hard. Weak foundation is the first reason. Mathematics is like a building. Every new chapter stands on the previous one. For example, before understanding algebra, a student must be comfortable with numbers, multiplication, fraction, and ratios. But in many cases, students move to higher classes with gaps in basic concepts. Imagine a student who still struggle with multiplication tables, and now that student is asked to solve fractions or algebra, naturally it will feel very difficult for him. So sometimes the problem is not the current chapter. The real issue is missing bricks from earlier classes. Second is fear of making mistakes. Many students associate maths with fear. Maybe once they answered a question wrong and the class laughed on him. Maybe they were scolded for not solving a problem. After such experiences, the brain starts linking maths with embarrassment. Instead of thinking calmly, the student becomes anxious. And when fear enters the mind, logical thinking becomes weaker. So the student begins to believe something dangerous, like maths is not for me. Third is memorizing without understanding. Often mathematics is taught like a set of steps. First write the formula, then substitute numbers, then get the answer. But students are rarely shown why the formula works. For example, many students memorize the formula for the area of a triangle, but very few actually see that a triangle is simply half of a rectangle. When maths becomes a collection of formulas instead of ideas, student starts feeling lost. The human brain prefers understanding over memorization. Without meaning, maths start looking like a random rules. Fourth is pressure of speed. In exam time, students are often judged by how fast they solve question. Some students solve very quickly, while others take time to think deeply. But when a student sees everyone finishing early, they begin to panic. They feel they are slow or weak. However, many great problem solvers are actually slow thinkers, including Albert Einstein, who think carefully. Unfortunately, the classroom system often rewards speed more than understanding. Fifth one is one small mistakes ruins everything. In subjects like language or social studies, student can still get marks even if some parts are incorrect. But in mathematics, one small mistake at the beginning can spoil the entire answer. A student may understand the method, but a small calculation error can make the final answer wrong. This sometimes makes students feel that all their effort went to zero. Slowly, this reduces the confidence. Sixth is math feels too abstract to them. Young minds understand things better when they can see or touch them. In science, student can see plants, animals or experiments, but in mathematics often deals with symbols like x, y, square roots and equation. These are ideas that cannot be seen physically. For many students, this abstract nature makes math harder to connect with. Seventh one is comparison with others. Sometimes students hear statements like, your friend got full marks, look at him, he solves everything so fast. Such comparisons slowly create levels in the mind. Some students start thinking, I am not a math student. Once this identify forms in his mind, the student stops trying seriously because they already believe they cannot do it. Eighth one is lack of real life connection. Another important reason is that students rarely see how math is useful in real life. But actually, math is everywhere. When we calculate discounts while shopping, when we measure ingredients while cooking, when we track cricket scores or mobile data uses, math is quietly working in the background. But if a student only see maths inside the textbook and exams, it starts feeling like something that exists only in classrooms. And anything that feels disconnected from life, it becomes harder for them to learn it. Conclusion is what? So the next time a student says maths is difficult, maybe the real question is not about the subject. Maybe we should ask, did the student miss some basic concept? Did fear enter their learning process? Did they memorize formulas instead of understanding ideas? Because when maths is taught with clarity, patience, and real life connections, it stops being a scary subject and it becomes what it truly is, a powerful way of thinking. Let me know in the comment section what you think on it. Thank you.